Protests are where poems go to die. When the rage that burns within you finally combusts into an awakening and an awareness that we are beyond the days of changing. No revolution, because the plantation has evolved so much that the illusion of its perfection eludes us. So setting fire to them because they deny us water, justice, answers just makes sense. As much sense as painting a picture of your oppression in a muddy shade of red behind their eyelids. So you can simulate for them that when we cry, it's not crystal clear. It's a cold, ruby red. It's the final fall of ashes as the cane field collapses onto itself, realizing that it is nothing without our help. When it finally combusts into its own awakening and awareness that its foundation was a weak one. Viscous with red things, latosols, red clay, indigenous bones and blood and volumes more. I swear, if you look close enough, you can see it dripping from the walls. A dry blood shade, a haunting symbol of our good state, a silhouette of riots, a coup and fire, injustice, placards and burning tires. Isn't that what the red stands for? And the flag, I mean. The rage, the fire that burns within us, fueling our core, the black, the exhaustion of our people, and the white. Clear crystal water, oneness, equality, I mean the irony. Oneness, equality, I told you. We've been crying blood, and they just cannot see rose-tinted glasses or filter over our blood-tainted sheets. This bed that they've made for us is just a mattress mass street, a cold concrete coffin, a pitch pillow, fluff with asphalt, inaction and bone marrow. This comfort zone of complaint for 3 days, conceived with no changes growing old. Is it too much to ask that you awake from the best rest of your life? As I warn you, that the rest of your life is not a full one. But you take a few extra minutes anyway, man. See how the day. And wonder why nothing had changed. It boxed us in good. And I know it. You'd know it too if you've ever heard your screams fill the atrium of a city, then bounce right back to you. See your sweat soak the sidewalk that these sorry politicians balance on, and you see no one slip, trip, stop, watch as they walk by. No eye contact as you scream why, calling for change, and they call out their names. We might as well be talking to God. I mean, protesting is a lot like praying these days. You do it when you want something now. Old school prayer was for any time. Anyway, all the time. God is good. And he must answer someday for giving us free will. When he couldn't even choose how much of his own evil he'll allow to let loose. We're his creation, right? And isn't that how we praise him? Through pages and palms and psalms raised. When you've been dependent on protests on pages and promises of policies never meant penned for so long, you are tempted by the street's earnest call. The pent-up energy says your time has come now. You think the people will rally with me as if your pain is enough to enrage everybody all at once. It's not. Not even them, as you bleed out on their front step. Prostrate yourself at the foot of the head of the state. It's not. You realize this when your voice is the loudest, pitching over every fist, and you feel your lungs wrap around themselves and tie into knots as you hold space by yourself, and you imagine if what you're feeling is what your sisters did. Imagine calling out for help with a sore throat when your voice is reduced to a flat note, negative whispers, not a hiss can emerge from your cords. Tired, tight, worn out, silent for the first time in a while, even with your mouth stretched out, empty, but no sound comes out. Remember, you are not quiet. And they are not deaf. They just expect you to accept that going to work and school, even with the risk of being snatched up from or to, is something that shouldn't concern you. Gaslight you into igniting yourself aflame. Blame yourself for the condition and color of this place. Make you believe that demanding you be safe is something for the hysterical, the chronically insane. They've scared us, so we don't even think we could grow anymore. In a land that is ours, they've devolved us, made us think ourselves too small to take up space, to ask that you be cared for in a humane way. That color that you bear, this red of which you're proud, is the color of us all. Our relationship with blood, clay, and fire is centuries long. In a slash and burn cycle, so we'll always be around. So as long as we're around, no volumes of clear water, no crystal clean white colors can wash away the stain of our torture, so we'll pressure you to see us as someone worth more than your shells of skeleton shame, that we pressure you to release the apathy you assumed with alongside your duty, to leave the glamour of the corruption behind and see us. See our pain, our persistence plastered on the walls of your palace in a cold ruby red. See us as still one of your kind. Do you remember what it is like being down here?